Is it over? I still hear it. Oh, I guess it's in my head. Hey, wow, this is really awkward. I use my big headphones and I'm wearing a collared shirt. So there's a lot of weird things happening tonight. But Eric's here. He's not wearing
I am here and I'm using small headphones. So I'm
Wow,
balancing everything out.
Are those new?
These are old, but they're Bluetooth and they they don't have the same, sultry tones, that maybe I get out of my cans, but I figured maybe no cans.
We call them cans.
No cans Friday.
I thought I ordered a pair.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, why have they shown up yet? And I looked and they're still sitting in my Amazon box.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Well,
and they're supposed to be really good ones.
Oh,
really good. Well, I've got the set, the set you recommended that show recommended. And I like those. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not quick to put in.
Oh, no.
You have to put them behind the ear. And
it's a whole thing.
Behind your shirt.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole production.
It's a whole effort. And then you're kind of trapped once you're in.
Yeah, you can't move.
Yeah, you really, you could disconnect, but it's kind of a pain. So, so that's why I thought, these, they're not invisible, but they're, at least a little less. They're there. But so am I. And happy to be here on a Friday night.
Yes.
Every time I think Friday night, there's a clip that's very popular on TikTok of Chandler Bing talking about Friday night, the big night. Friday night.
It is the big night.
I think about that every time. I think it's Friday night, big night, party night. It's like, you got any plans? No. Chandler Bing.
People are starting to do things now.
Are they
going out?
Yes, they are.
I actually was on the ferry today for the first time since Friday, March 13th.
Wow.
I was in King County.
What's the ferry that you take?
The Bainbridge Seattle Ferry.
Bainbridge Seattle Ferry.
Goes from
and was it crowded on the?
No, I was on the very uncrowded 12:20 that took off at 12:30.
My wife took the kids somewhere today for the first time in a long time, like just for fun. They went, there's a Living Treasures Animal Park down in lovely Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
I've been there.
Yeah, well, so
I saw a giraffe being born at that park once.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a City Slickers moment where you had to birth a calf?
Pretty much. I'm just sitting there looking and I go, hey, there's something sticking out of its ass. And then like, oh my God. And then like the foot came out and then the head popped out. I'm like, excuse me.
Really?
And they go, oh my God, Mary's having her baby or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
I got to witness it. That was kind of cool.
That's crazy.
It pops out.
They did not do that.
Immediately takes off and starts running.
They rode a camel though. My kids rode a camel today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a camel I saw born, not a giraffe. It was a camel.
It could have been the same camel.
It might have been. That might have been the camel. My camel. It was the camel.
They might have been on your camel. My kids were on your camel. It was a 2-hump camel. You pay extra if you want the third row camel seating. It's an upgrade.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is an upgrade.
Yeah. So how about that?
I made an executive decision without your approval.
Okay.
And if you look on Facebook, I mean, I don't have the logo.
I did get a notification.
But it is now because it's only
and I got something on my teeth. I apologize.
That's okay. Do you want me to pull you off for a second so you can?
That's terrible. I can see it in the screen.
Are you want me to do this? Is that better?
That's even better. I can see it. I got it. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, that is big. What did you have for dinner?
Apparently.
I'll wait for you to give me the thumbs up that it's out of there.
I have no idea if it's out of there. I can't see myself. Hold on, wait.
Did that help? Oh
no, not at all.
Go on Facebook. Yeah, that's funny. I'm letting people see this now. He doesn't realize.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Isn't that awesome? Oh. Good television right here.
Yeah, this is quality stuff.
This is quality stuff.
High
Holy
quality.
Crap. There we go. There it is. I feel so much better now.
Did you get it? Oh, you sound better.
I had the entire. Oh, I'm not up. Am I up? I'm not.
And
up.
there you go.
Yeah, I'm back. I had the entire salad portion of the Chipotle bar in my tooth.
Oh, okay. The whole 9 yards.
The entire salad bar was lodged in my mouth, and that's fabulous.
So
it's the advantage of being able to watch yourself. Thankfully, if this was like Skype where you don't really see yourself very big.
Well, here's what I did though.
What'd you do?
I did two things.
First,
let me go back my day. 2 days ago, my wife was driving in her car.
Okay.
And all of a sudden it says overheat alert, pull over immediately. And she's got a fairly new car.
Right.
And it's under a lease. The dealership's over in Seattle though. So she pulls over and of course she calls me because, I'm going to tell her to call the dealership.
You're the car guy. What do I do?
I don't know repairs. Yeah. So I
call you too.
Yeah, probably. So, and I call Rafi. So I'm like, so what did it do? And what, give me the story. And this warning came up. I go, did it sound weird? And she's like, no. So, all right, we'll start it up again. And she started up and she said, all right, it doesn't say it now. I said, all right, so keep driving. And then she's driving and she's, well, the check engine light's on now. Oh, okay. And now it says it's overheating again. I go, do you smell anything? Don't smell anything. Any warning lights coming up? Temperature gauge? Nothing. All right. So she pulls over again, waits a few minutes. She gets home. I said, call the dealership. So she gets on the phone with the dealership and they're like, we'll send a tow truck over. He'll be on the 445 ferry. This is on Wednesday. Okay. So he comes over, loads up the car, puts it on the back of the flatbed, takes it back to Seattle. Mm-hmm. And I said, so how do we get the car back?
It's a fair question.
He's like, well, if you really push it, I'll bring it back. They'll let me bring it back, but you really have to push it because they don't normally do that. He goes, I do have one customer that she's somebody, I don't know who she is, but I take her car to the end of her driveway. I've never seen her house. I put the key on top of the tire. I leave. And when she needs service, I'm called and I go pick up her car. Wow. Apparently she's they don't even tell me the person's name. Right. Apparently she's a celebrity of some sort in the Seattle area.
Okay.
And that's the service we give. So it's Mrs. Bill. It's Melinda Gates, probably.
It could be Melinda Gates or Fraser's wife. Go ahead.
It could be Lilith.
That's all I know about Seattle. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. So he's like, yeah, you have to call. So yesterday she called and said, and they go, wait, we can't find anything. Like it's not doing anything. It's not saying.
I thought they couldn't find the car.
No, they found the car.
Record of your car.
Some tow truck just stole your car.
That would be much worse.
Yeah, that would end. Yeah, that would be a bad story.
Yeah. Okay.
So she gets the car, and today they're like, we're going to drive it for half an hour. We're just going to have somebody go for a drive and see if we can duplicate it. And they couldn't. And so like, all right, can you bring the car back to us? Like, nope. Like you have towing service as part of your warranty. We don't have free towing service. And it's like, all right, so can you meet my husband at the ferry with the car so he can just turn around and get right back on the ferry? And she's like, well, he'd have to drive the person back to the dealership. And she said, well, that won't work either. Can we do it on Saturday? Well, we don't have shuttle service on Saturday. You'd have to get to the dealership somehow. So so finally they go, okay, we will send someone with a driver behind him and we'll meet your husband on the other side. So I'm like, all right. So I jump on the ferry, take my phone. I'm doing some work. The signal's not as bad as usual because there's only 40 people on the ferry at this time. And I immediately get in the car. They're right in front. I walk off. I drive right around and I missed the boat by 2 lanes, which is about 30 cars.
Oh.
So then I had to sit until 3:30.
Now what time?
I wanted to be on the 110 boat.
Oh, so this is a 2-hour.
3-hour tour. Yes, ooh. I was Gilligan's Island. I left the house. Yeah. The boat left at 12:30. I got home. I got on the 3:30 boat. So it was like 4 hours basically.
All right, but an extra 2 hours at least just sitting there.
Right. So I did some work. I threw a movie on. A little thing on my phone I had running too. 7,500 on Amazon. It's called 7,500. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who he plays a pilot, and there's a terrorist attack on an airplane. And it's not your typical terrorist airplane movie.
So he did not have to land the plane. That wasn't the whole gist of the whole movie.
Nope.
I'm kidding.
Nope. Yep. He was actually the co-pilot.
It wasn't a remake of
Leslie Nielsen was not on it.
Level 0 or whatever it was called.
Right. So anyway, so in my driving and my thinking time, I had a lot of thinking time today.
Sure.
I thought, all right, so 1983. So 37 years ago, you and I started doing these stupid little videos, and
we did a lot of stuff
that would have been on TikTok today. Like we would have been TikTok famous.
I'm actually considering starting to put some of those on TikTok to see what happens. So go ahead.
We should recreate them though. That would be even funny.
I think it would be interesting to see if we could convince people that they were new, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I started thinking, okay, so then when we started stand up, well, you started DJing, it was the two of us.
That is
and
correct. You
There
were
was
there
also
at the beginning.
Rick West as
That
well.
is,
We
that is
had
also true.
3 people, but
Yes.
you and I initially were the
Yes.
driving force.
We were the driving force.
And then I left and you continued, and then we started stand up together, and then you left and I continued.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
the
exactly.
EriDan brand has been built, is what I'm saying.
That is true. It is a well-established,
Right. 37 years in the making. And on the logo, it should say celebrating our 37th year.
Established EST.
1983.
1983.
Yes.
Because then you don't have to keep updating the logo every year to add another year.
Right. And Rick Burden, I see you there. I'll be with you in 1 second. He's in the waiting room, but I don't want to ignore him. But I just want to finish my story. So then I said, all right. So we were talking about doing 1 hour a week of this. Yeah. But then I thought, well, Dead Air Live, it served its purpose, I think, for the pandemic, and people are out doing things now. People aren't as engaged as they were. That's why I'm like, we don't need to do it nightly anymore.
Oh, no, yeah, I understand that.
And Monday movie night, great idea. We can do movies. We can do games about that movie.
Oh, yeah.
So that could be an EriDan thing. And then Friday, or I think Thursday might be a better night. We'll do live after the table reads. We'll combine it. Yeah. And it'll just be the EriDan hour or so.
So
the goal's an hour, because then it's so you're on board.
Right. I'm on board. Anything you've ever invited me to, I'm always a part of.
And we'll have regular guests, we'll have regular guests. Speaking of, I'll bring them up right now, like our good friend Rick Burdine.
Hey, Rick Burdine.
Because we did start with Dan, Eric, and Rick, but it was Rick West.
That is a good point.
It's funny you say you call it EriDan. Do you know what the meanest, nastiest dog in the world is?
Oh boy,
the EriDan.
It's actually the Airedale Terrier.
Airedale.
Interesting.
My parents would have only named me Dale.
Dale. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's they hate redheads, by the way. And as you all know, I had red hair. My aunt and uncle had one. That dog.
Eric's family has redheads.
Hated my guts.
That's hilarious. Years ago, Dan and I tried to get a domain name for EriDan, and it turned out that it belonged to some hotel in France. It was like Le Hotel de EriDan.
Yeah,
I
think it still is.
I think it is. I think they still have the domain, but I think they're still squatting on it. I don't think they're using it for anything.
Le Daniel?
Le Daniel?
EriDan.com. Let's see where it goes right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think
it is EriDan, the essai authentique.
Ooh,
hold on, translate. Let me translate.
It's fancy.
Discover quality products. EriDan is an Asian food trading company.
That's wow. New. How about that?
So that means the domain was available at some point since then.
Is it North Korea?
Or they bought it, or they spent thousands to get it. They ripped it out of the hands of the French. There's a more who wants my domain.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Eric. That's pretty good.
So
that's inappropriate. But no, that's so weird to see that.
That will not be our logo.
That's probably a good thing. Wow, that's beautiful. That's hilarious. It's so funny to me because that has been that's been ingrained in my life that's our thing, and so it's weird to see other people use that name for something. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like that should not exist.
Yeah, that should not
outside
exist.
of our brains.
Fine cuisine. I like it.
So then my thought is we structure the show and you've had great ideas. Like we've got some games, we've got some segments. Yeah. You sent a new bumper.
Why don't you do? I hate to interrupt. Why don't you do AIREDAN?
Because it's airy as in Eric.
Airy. Yeah, no.
EriDan. Well, you can pronounce it however you want. I mean,
it's true. Absolutely.
Okay, Eric, change the spelling of your name.
I could do that.
AIRIC.
I'll be Eric.
Yeah, you're Eric. I like that.
Yeah, what about EDAN? What about EDAN? Like E-Trade, EDAN?
Oh, I'm sure that's not available. Dan.com, by the way, is actually a domain service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Dan.com.
Can we get era.dan? That would be pretty good.
Wait, is that a thing? Hold on.
I don't know if .dan is a I don't know if .dan is I don't know if that's a thing or not. That's a good question. If that's a domain,
I'm gonna type it in. Era.dan.
Does Danica Patrick post? Does she pose nude for that website or no?
No, that was GoDaddy. And she wasn't nude. She was sort of.
Yeah, I was gonna say she was
pretty.
EriDan.io is a different EriDan. Look at this. This is crazy.
So many options. There's so many options.
Look at this one.
What do you got here?
Blurry.
It is blurry.
That's not what it's showing on my screen.
Looks like somebody holding a gun trying to shoot a mountain.
This website has been censored due to explicit content.
Look at that. Isn't that crazy? That's not what I'm seeing.
That is weird.
It's an Asian guy shooting a gun at a mountain.
It's not. It's a person taking a picture of a mountain. No. It says fast, reliable wireless connectivity anywhere in the world. EriDan makes it possible. The EriDan miracle transceiver rewrites. This is what we were trying to do in high school.
Makes it possible.
This is hysterical.
I love it. We should do commercials for all these different EriDan alternatives that are out in the world. I like it.
Try it again.
There it is. That's much better. Look at that guy. Wow. Fast, reliable. Oh, that is so weird.
Hey, look, 2 to 3 times lower capex.
Oh, but what if
5 to 10 times less
capex?
power?
I was really hoping to get some more capex.
Massive MIMO. That was my nickname in high school.
That was your massive MIMO.
What?
Small cells.
Small cells. That was my nickname.
That was my nickname. No.
Look at this. We're building the future of wireless. Look, they're in California even. So they actually picked EriDan as their name.
That's brilliant.
Let's see what jobs they have available.
It's probably 2 guys named Eric and Dan that started the company.
Oh my God. Wouldn't that be hysterical?
That'd be amazing.
Where's it about EriDan? Here we go.
It could be us in a different timeline.
Oh my God. It was Doug Kirkpatrick, Dravo Bobic, and Earl McHugh. No.
Drago. Wonder what nationality he is.
Drago?
Here they are.
Oh, there it is. Here's the board of directors. Look at that stash.
Raleigh Fingers is on there.
That thing is amazing. That's amazing. That stash there is.
Danny, you could agree that stash. You know that.
Oh, I know.
He was halfway there.
Rick Booth is a truck driver. It looks like he's a principal RF system scientist.
So what's going on in Vegas, Rick? What's happening?
All right, yeah, let's leave EriDan.io alone.
I don't. To be quite honest with you, Eric, I don't know. I don't pay attention to.
No, I mean, in your house,
anymore.
What's going on for you?
Like currently, you have a desk or something.
Oh yeah. No, I finished.
What's going on with you?
I built my daughter a floating desk. I put her new computer in today, her monitors, and her N64 hooked it up to her TV. And
nice.
I haven't seen her since.
Her Commodore 64?
Are you going to go in there and play some? You're going to go in game?
She wants me to come up and watch her tonight.
Oh, nice.
I can see how good she is. I said
that's a big thing. Is like they want an audience.
I'm going to go up there and I'll be awake for about 3 minutes.
I understand that too. I have.
So I got everything done. I did her walls, her floor, the trim, the new computer desk, the monitors. Now she's like, Dad, can you go get me a new comforter? I'm like,
no comfort.
Anything else you want? Is there anything else that you want?
Some pancakes.
I mean, like a built-in freaking mac and cheese machine.
Well, that's not a bad idea. A Slurpee machine would be good. I think a Slurpee machine, any kid would like that.
Yeah, the slush puppies.
That'd be fantastic.
All right, so the first question, going back to the EriDan Hour.
Yes.
What's our main color?
What's our main color?
Yeah, we got to pick a new color, don't you think?
I think we need a new color. I think we do. I don't know. We're gonna have to explore some logo options. But if you want to switch it to something tonight, how about just like I don't know. You're definitely not brown. How about teal? You got some teal? How do you feel about teal? How about like that?
All right,
that's good. I like that.
90s. It's got a nice 90s feel to it.
Do we want to do the smaller version or we want to do the bigger version?
Oh, let's do the smaller version. There you go.
You want to change to
that? Okay, we've already crossed that threshold. Dan's the bigger version, Eric's the smaller version.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then, of course, we have to do a new background. You've made two bumpers, and so we need a new opening bumper, a new outro bumper. That's good.
Yes. Yep,
we'll need a new bug up there. For now, I'll just promote my old book on hosting. Or we can do Prime Video.
Prime Video. There you go. Yeah, because this is what you'd want to watch on Prime Video.
Actually, if Rick does just right, he can put that right on his hat.
What do you want to? You want to do some? You want to do some news? We're in.
Let's try this out. You ready for this, everybody? And by the way, tonight we're not only on Facebook, on Dan Rosenberg's the comedy page, and I'm not talking the third person, but it's the Dan Rosenberg comedy page. But we're also on my personal page. We're also on Twitter and YouTube tonight.
We're out in the world.
I did the everything.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And we have someone we're adding someone to the stream right now.
Oh, bring him in.
You
say him. McCauley.
How do you know?
I have no idea.
How could you tell that quickly?
What?
You can't see.
No, he can't see. Shut up. What? It's a magical night. It's
technology.
I had to bring some female to this.
We definitely need some balance.
Is it weird, Christine, that you and I are on the left side of the screen right now and these two on the right side? I'm just saying.
Hey, now don't go there.
Appropriate. I'm not sure where Eric is on this, but
Eric's in the middle.
I could be somewhere in the middle.
Like, how far right can I get Rick to go on this screen?
Hey, just to let you know, I'm trying to get my hair as white as Bill Clinton so I can be like more democratic.
All right.
You're so presidential, Rick. You're very presidential.
You have to talk like this a little more. Say, hey,
Christine,
I feel your pain.
I love Christine, but she wants to kill me.
He knows he's getting punched.
And why is that?
Just read her page.
Let's not go into that. We don't need to go there.
I have to say though, I have
still my bestie though.
I have a local friend here who is a huge Biden supporter. He's very much a leftist, but he refuses to wear a mask. So it's not just Trumpers that don't wear masks. But he said because they don't work, and then he just said and I sent him a couple of fact sheets. He goes, "All right, where would I get one?" I'm like, "I'll give you a few." So
there you go.
I converted a mask wearer.
You're educating.
Wonder Woman mask. It's coming.
Say hi, everybody.
Sophie.
Hello.
Hi, baby girl.
Congratulations on the new desk.
Yeah.
Dan said, "Congratulations on your new desk and your game," but now she has nothing to do.
Of course not. Now she's bored.
Because I'm done with that because I played on it.
Okay, we'll go play some more. I'll be down here shortly.
Okay.
Right.
Amazing.
So
that's awesome.
We have it. We're doing it. I don't know how recently you jumped.
But no, am I close to Bill Clinton white yet or no?
No,
because it's getting there.
What's going on?
You just need to just dye the hair, man. If I could.
All that stress arguing with people on Facebook is making you go great. I'm just saying.
What's in the mug there, Macaulay?
You need probably vodka tonic in mine.
You need some blonde.
I think go rainbow colored, Rick. Just go rainbow colored.
I'll catch up with you after the year. No, I'm not going rainbow because the next time I do rainbow, then I'll be called gay, and I'll be in the gay pride parade, and then no, I would rather go white.
They have a lovely parade in Vegas for that. I bet you they do.
One thing I'd love to say.
That's fine. To each his own. That's fine. I love the Henry parade, but I don't want to be in front of anybody.
Yeah, you want to be in a closet. I get it. Just stay there. So,
okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So I argued with somebody on Twitter today, which is rare, because they were saying that Seattle's on fire.
Mm.
And a friend of mine was in CHOP today, which is the Capitol Hill occupied party.
Occupied territory.
It's not, and it's right in front of my office. So I shared a picture, and there's like food booths and people selling like little bracelets. It's like it's a farmer's market now.
From it, yeah, absolutely.
So is this CNN? CNN is posting all that news up there, or what?
No, it's Fox is the only one posting it. There's no one else posting it but Fox. Just so you know. All right, we don't want to go there. We do have some strange news though, and we actually have a segment. We have a bumper.
Strange news.
Eric is I'm gonna play the bumper.
I gagged a little when you said Fox.
FAUX. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The first time ever, the bumper for strange news.
Strange news, strange news, baby, strange news, strange news, baby, strange news, baby. Yes, it is now time for some strange news.
Hey, right, what a gas!
How about that?
Now it's time for some strange news, and we'll discuss.
Strange news. How about that? Now, this actually ties into what you guys were just talking about a little bit. The headline for this story is "Man emerges from 75-day silent retreat with tweet. Did I miss anything?"
Nope.
One man won a legion of fans online when he revealed he had been in solitary retreat for 75 days, only to return in May with a triumphant tweet. David Thorston cut himself off from society within a remote cabin in northwestern Vermont as part of a monistic community back in March. Thorston, who's a podcaster, was disconnected completely from the outside world and free from 75 news cycles when he finally logged back into Twitter as the world struggled to cope with the coronavirus pandemic. His story went viral. Many joked that nothing had changed, but said that he missed history on steroids. After 2 days back, observed people at the grocery store seemed more anxious than I remember.
And masks.
It's been going on for more than 75 days, so.
Yeah. Well, he came out in May. It was 75 days as of May.
Okay. Yes, he came back in May. He went in March. He came out in May. So he didn't. Yeah, so he
just happened.
23rd. Yeah, this is But by the time it got up here to the news,
can you imagine? Like I worry about people that were in comas. Like they wake up and people say, like people are in comas for 5 years. Can you imagine that? Someone's in a coma for 5 years and they go, "Who's the president?"
59, 62.
Oh, that would be even crazy if somebody's,
Yeah, seriously.
If they go even further back. Wait.
Yeah, could you imagine
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
You could imagine you were just like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna take a break from the world and go live in a cabin for 2 months and come out, and this is what you came out to."
That actually sounds like a good idea.
I know. I would like to do
Well, now it'd be nice to do.
Hey, you want to go with me, Christine?
Mm-hmm.
Rick could build the cabin.
Yeah,
I'll build the cabin.
Why am I sitting like Larry King right now?
You do
look like you actually look like Larry King. Take your hat off.
Cleveland, Ohio. Hello. Las Vegas, Nevada. Rick Burdine. Hello. Talk to us today about Las Vegas, Rick Burdine.
It's going to be 110 this week, but I'll be in San Diego, so I don't care.
You will be flying or driving?
San Diego.
I'm flying, and I'm not wearing them. Well,
they will kick you off the plane.
Yeah,
did you read the article of the guy trying to get to Tulsa?
Yeah, you know what?
Okay, I can't even imagine. Like, I slept in before.
38 minutes, wheels up to wheels down. Las Vegas to San Diego.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Okay, if you're drinking the whole time, you're allowed to take it off for eating and drinking.
All right, I got another story. I think
put a little hole
in
the mask. Little hole right there in the mask.
Before you get to the other story, though,
okay,
I've woken up after a long sleep.
Yeah,
and felt like I missed a lot. Can you imagine 45 days?
No.
And you have no idea what's going on?
75 days.
75 days? 75 days?
Right, just avoiding news and everybody for 75. Honestly,
it looks like the bottom squares. I kind of feel like we're on Hollywood Squares.
You are.
Maybe I'm drinking.
You are.
We need 5 more people. This one only does 6 squares, though.
Drinking, but the top squares, I don't see. Okay, there we go.
All right, cheers, everybody. Cheers. Come on,
cheers. Like I have to DJ.
Hey, look at they're going to take this label off this beer tomorrow. Where the hell is it at?
Yeah, what are you complaining about? The 21st Amendment? That's what repealed. Repealed prohibition, right?
But
you have to move it over.
But that's Abe Lincoln, and he was a racist, so they're going to probably do.
He was not a racist. Tomorrow. Why would they get rid of Abe Lincoln's the opposite of a racist? He's the one that got rid of racism.
Yeah,
or tried to. He got rid of slavery. Or do you think that he did something different too?
We'll have a conversation off the air.
All right, yeah, you can do that one later. I've got a better story for you.
All right. Do I have to play the bumper again?
No. You've already got us into the news.
In the segment. I don't know.
Why don't you play the dating game music?
Pretty good. Good. Man faked wife's disappearance so she'd avoid prison. All right. So this is for a West Virginia woman and her husband faked her disappearance.
Oh my God! You gave it away to the state
by pretending she plummeted from an overlook as part of a scheme to keep her from having to go to prison.
As soon as you say West Virginia, I mean.
So they were both arrested on multiple charges of conspiracy and giving false information. Family claimed Julie Wheeler had fallen off the main overlook at the New River Gorge National Park Service Ranger Leah Patowski said there. Have you really?
Yeah, I've been there many times.
This is the best part. Are you ready?
His cousin too.
Authorities searched for Julie Wheeler for days, but found her on Tuesday alive and well, hiding in a closet in her home.
Like they didn't even think to not be home.
Yeah, right. Like it's like leave the state. No, let's just pretend that you fell off.
Are you sure they didn't find him in Beaver County?
I've heard of coming out of the closet, but that's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen.
I like that one. I thought that one was really good. I thought that was a fun little story.
You know, if you're going to fake your death, don't you have to, like, you know, hide, go somewhere else? Don't stay home?
Right? You know, why would you stay home? That's the most ridiculous part of it, right? Like, leave.
Oh, you know, the IQ level in West Virginia.
Well, this is the problem, is most criminals who get caught are caught because they're not really bright, right? The people who would think this through are not the kind of people who would do it.
Hello. Yes, I am hiding in my closet. Yes, why are you in your closet? Well, I'm dead.
I thought that was pretty good. I like that story. I like that one a lot. All right, I got one more. One more.
Let's go.
We're gonna do three.
There'll always be three in this segment. I like this. And then we have a game we can play, right?
Yeah, I do have a game. I have a really good game.
Oh, good. We have a game too.
It's a really good game too. I think you're gonna.
You want to play the game? Jump in. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, or as Rick's buddy Vic DiBattista says, what's up there? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Your sister's ass, the Pony
Google
Express.
Plus, your sister's ass, Pony Express.
What?
Yeah, that's how he starts.
D is in dick, I is in imbecile, B is in bitch. Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, this story's for Rick. FC Seoul, sorry, after accidentally using sex dolls to replace fans in an empty crowd. As the debate over how and when the Premier League should rages on, a club in South Korea have shown the dangers of playing behind closed doors. FC Seoul has apologized after they accidentally used sex dolls rather than normal mannequins to populate their stadium for Sunday's game.
It was a soccer game. It was a soccer game.
Absolutely, right? The league was being played without spectators due to the coronavirus, obviously. Their supplier, they said their supplier, which provides both sex dolls and clothing mannequins, had let them down, apparently ensuring the club that the dolls were not adult products.
Did you see the stock increase in that company?
I find it hysterical that they had to do that. I know I've mentioned this before. In the movie Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme, filmed at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, they used cardboard cutouts in the upper two decks because they didn't have enough people. Yes, I'm playing Fortnite. Yes, I'm playing Fortnite.
You got to bring the pictures up. The pictures are amazing.
They were. I saw them all, Eric. But it is hilarious.
They are deeply sorry for what happened.
They're not sorry at all.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good, you know.
Oh, I have to accept the privacy part. Hold on, accept the privacy.
Oh, yeah. Do that.
Christine's having a moment about the Civic Arena.
This is from Sky News.
She was in front row and saw Steven Tyler's.
No, I did see
sweaty shirt.
I did see John Cougar Mellencamp with Mary Orlowski at the Civic Arena.
Oh God!
There you go.
Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that.
That's fantastic. I like the next one where they're holding signs up. I love.
I love how there are cardboard cutouts back there.
The third from the left holding a peace sign. She got big boobs, and it's fake.
That's not it. Go back.
Oh, that's Cam.
No, his name is.
There you go.
Scam Newton. Jesus, man, this is classic.
I thought it was amazing. The pictures really sell it. So yeah.
Well, how could they tell they're sex dolls if they're wearing a mask? Because I mean, they don't have that.
Somebody called it. They're like, wait, I own that one right there.
They're like,
I didn't let her out of the closet.
Bambi.
That's right.
Well, my question is, why didn't the guy in West Virginia throw one of these over the cliff so at least it looked like there was a body, and then burn it, and then he could say his wife. That way, his wife is.
See,
I love this. I love this.
He's not as smart as you, Daniel.
I know.
Yes, and your wife should be scared.
Well, I've always thought of how would I fake my death? Like if that was the thing I wanted to do, how would I do it? And you can't tell anybody. Question. You can't tell anybody if you're going to fake your own death. You have to do it. Everyone has to think you're dead, and you have to be.
Unless you're taking somebody with you. Unless you're taking, like if you and your wife are going to disappear, right? You know. You could.
But then you're that weird couple that shows up in town, and there's some people here on Bainbridge Island that I look at, I go, I think they're in the witness relocation program. Like they just look too. There's something up with them.
Is Michael Jackson living in your town? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Michael Jackson there. Prince is there.
Yes. Elvis, John Lennon,
Island.
they're all living on Bainbridge
That would
Island.
be fantastic if Bainbridge Island is where everybody went.
And hey, you know what? Tom Petty's there too.
Tupac, Biggie Small, they're all here.
Absolutely, they're all there. John Denver. I love it's
all good, man.
We'll talk about West Virginia, Mountain Mama. There you go, John Denver.
You're always mountain your mamas. But yeah, I think that if I did it though, I would, you'd have to, grow facial hair.
Or
that helps.
lose facial
which
hair.
is easy for you. Which is easy for you. Yeah. Not for me. Oh, sorry.
You have to get in a job of some sort that you've never been in before, because people can't be like, well, Googling car salesman and try to find you.
So you're talking about doing this as you, not as a famous person. So how you personally,
right? Well, this lady in West Virginia wasn't famous.
Eric, can I get your personal opinion? I think he's actually thinking about doing this.
Well, he said he's been thinking about doing this.
I do. I don't think about doing it. I wonder if.
Well, you just keep your wife alive. That way, you can at least get Social Security money for her after she retires.
I don't think he'd be talking about it here if he was thinking about doing it.
No, I'm not thinking about doing it. I've thought about if I had to disappear, what would I do? If I had to,
the Yukon Territory.
I would probably go to Vegas. I'll be honest with you, because I think you can fit in Vegas more than anywhere else.
You got a place to stay. I'll build a little bunker up.
I can't do anybody I know. You'd have to think I'm dead too.
Place anybody would look for you.
Nobody would ever know you. Nobody would ever know you're here.
you'd have to cut ties with everybody.
Why am I sitting so low?
You were very low.
I don't know. It's the shirt. I should not be wearing a collared shirt.
You need one of those things that buzzes you when you're slouch over.
Friday night gig, man.
This thing is the
first time I've worn a shirt in 3 months.
I'm going off the rails again.
No, this isn't off the rails yet. So no, seriously, if I was famous though,
all we need is Carol 7. It'll go off the rails.
I texted him. I wonder where he's at.
Who knows where anybody's at?
Maybe we don't want to know where he's
really
at.
know where we're at. Like for real.
We don't know where Christine's at. I can't tell she's laying on a wooden deck or those are
this is I'm in my dining room. Well,
I thought you were laying on a picnic bench.
That's what I thought. I thought she was laying on. I thought you were laying down.
Got hardwood floors on the wall.
I like it.
That's a window.
Whoa, and it just goes and goes.
That's a shade. It looks like wood.
I like it.
Well, it certainly does not look like the 19th hole. I can tell you that.
She's throwing shade.
So now, if I was famous, I would 100% go to Vegas, because I would perform in a Dan Rosenberg lookalike show. Because I'm thinking, if Elvis was in Vegas, no one would know he was there, because there's so many fake Elvis there.
Except now,
and they're every last one of them are big fat scumbags too. So you wouldn't know who.
He looked just like Elvis. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's where I go. I want to get famous enough that there are people who acting like me in Vegas.
Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Well, yeah, but you have to wear a costume. I'm talking. I can walk on the street through. Aren't you? I play him in a Vegas show.
Alvin from the Chipmunks. I mean, you can go on and on and on.
So I have a question for Rick, since you are in Vegas. Since
here we go.
No, it's not controversial.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't need to pull my Bill Clinton hair out.
Right, passed away a couple weeks ago.
Yep, a few weeks ago.
Did they do like big signage and ode to?
No, they really. We're on it's a restricted. They call it a restricted. Like amount of people that are allowed to be in the casinos, like 30%.
Yeah.
So they really haven't done anything for him, and it's a shame because I mean he when you think about Vegas, I mean he was one of the Vegas pioneers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Siegfried and Roy,
it was a shame to see what happened to him, and it was a shame that it happened to one of his beloved pets. That obviously didn't. And I know we're all animal lovers. That the tiger didn't mean to freaking do what he did to him, but you're talking about a wild freaking animal.
Right.
So maybe they shouldn't have been doing shows.
Well, we used to make fun of them, and as you grow older, you think about things that you made fun of, and it just you're a young stupid kid.
Well, sure.
Why you say the shit that you do. But we used to call them Siggy and Friggy, and who's bending over first.
Yeah.
You know.
Although, you know.
So, but it's not funny now.
Siegfried
But
swears that they were like, I loved him like my brother.
let me tell you something.
Like brother.
Siegfried wears more makeup than the whole female class of 1988 at Blackhawk High School.
You know,
so
that's a guaranteed.
I went there. Jay took me there when I turned 30 because I had never been.
When you turned 30?
Like last year.
I thought you were turning 30 this year.
Last year. And we went and saw them. And so, you know, we go on the show and they're like, oh, we have these seats like right up front. You know, you should like, would you want them? And we're like, oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Like, sure, take us up there.
Yeah.
So we're literally like right there, but on the side, not in the front. And, you know, so we watch the show, we walk out, and I'm like, I'm not sure that taking those seats right there was maybe such a good idea. I think it sort of put a damper on things. And Jay's like, did you see something? And I'm like, yeah, I like saw everything. And he's like, me too. Like neither one of us wanted to say.
Like tiger balls? Is that what you're talking about? You talking about tiger balls?
We were seeing sort of how they were doing.
Oh, you're seeing the tricks.
So close and on the side, and I'm like, yeah, it sort of ruined the whole thing.
The mystique was gone.
Yeah, I've seen it.
There was no magic because we saw everything that was going on. But after that, it happened, I think not soon after that. And they talked about how the tiger that attacked him, you know, that every show they would say like, oh, this is his first show coming out. But that tiger had been out a million times before, you know, so another lie, right? But yeah, very sad. And, you know, it's hard. They in some way were our animal lovers, but yet you were.
Yeah, well, I feel bad. I feel bad for Roy because that was his life partner, and you know they were together for years and years and years and years and years. But I've seen I literally have seen every show in this town, and my favorite to this day, and I always.
Well, you feel bad for Siegfried, you mean? Roy's the one that died.
Yeah. Okay. I've had 27 beers today. Give me a break.
Yes, at least he can count.
But can I give you some backstory? Do you want some backstory that's interesting? Because, you know, I have Wikipedia in front of me.
Well, I was going to say my favorite show of every show that I've seen in Vegas, which has been every one, is Love from the Beatles' Love at the Mirage. I think it's just hands down the best.
Oh, nice. I've never seen that, but the music from that is amazing. I have the soundtrack from that is phenomenal.
Danny Gans then replaced them, the Danny Gans Theater, who was a comedian.
Danny Gans was amazing.
But then he died. And now Terry Fader has the theater. So.
Great shape, fantastic shape, worked out all the time, and then all of a sudden, boom, heart explodes.
Yeah. So
I was going to say, sorry, Dan. I was going to say Terry Fader's I've only seen
Terry Fader is amazing.
Really
all his little puppets are amazing too.
Yeah.
The problem with Terry is he's got too much of it. He put on too much weight.
I do give me I'll take a one ticket seat as close as I can get. And I was like,
Dan, can you do any ventriloquist stuff?
No, I can't. I can try, but it's not that good. You know, the thing is, you have to smile. Yes, I can. Actually, you have to do this. You have to go, so how's it going, everybody?
I don't think that's how it works, but that's
no. But Terry Fader put on a lot of weight at one point, and he had like a triple chin. And when he would do it, his chin would move, like it'd be like while he was doing, because he's singing. Right, so the secret is you have to have less of a chin for Terry Fader. But Siegfried that happened on his birthday in 2003 that the Tiger did that. As part of the act,
it's been that long. It's been
years
17
ago.
years ago.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
As part of the act, but veering off script, Horn held a microphone over the Montecore was the name of the tiger, and told him to say hello to the audience. The tiger responded by biting his sleeve. So Horn swatted at him and barked, "Release!" And suffering from dizziness, Horn tripped and fell onto his back. And then the tiger grabbed him by the neck and pulled him off stage. And they got the tiger to be released by spraying a fire extinguisher at him. Isn't that really? Shouldn't they have something else ready at all times? Like they just grabbed a fire extinguisher.
Right.
So
If it was me,
Maybe
I'd
that's what
have
they
a
use.
sniper sitting in every corner of the freaking studio.
I might have used the business end of the fire extinguisher if that's a thing.
So
Instead of spraying.
I saw something like I'm moving. I'm moving, so you guys will get a different view.
Nice.
I saw I don't know, 2020.
Oh, we see the tank top. Yeah, that's a different
Well,
view.
actually, okay. So it says, "I'll bring the alcohol."
See, she's ready for Friday night. I love that. I love that. Awesome.
They said, or Roy says that he had a stroke or a seizure, and that's why the tiger dragged him off because he was being protective.
Right.
Okay.
Because tigers will grab by the back of the neck. That's how they carry their children around.
Right.
So,
That's what I do. Ah.
yeah.
That's just foreplay. No, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
So we are 12 minutes to go in the EriDan hour or so.
I was going to say, I think we're going to get to a little more or so if we're going to play this game.
We got to do this game.
What's the game?
Are you doing the game?
All right. I don't know what the game is yet, but I'm going to go ahead and play the intro to the game.
Play the bumper.
Here's the bumper to the game. Wow, wow, wow.
I love how terrible that is.
Every time you play it, my mic is muted. I don't
Yeah.
get it. I can't hear
That's so
anything.
Yeah, your mic is muted, but you should hear you should get to hear the song. Did you hear the song, Christine?
I don't hear
Or
it.
can you
Nope.
just see? You could just see that. That's weird. Okay.
That is weird. I heard it, and now I'll be humming it for the rest of the evening.
That's true.
It's
That is
say
a very
you,
good
say
point.
me.
You might be better off not.
There you go.
All right,
You
so
can't
tell
hear-
Lionel Richie?
So Christine can't hear us? Christine can't hear anything?
Christine, can you hear?
I don't think she can hear. I think that killed everybody.
All right,
You might
hold
need
on.
to bump everybody up. Stay
All
put.
right, hold on,
Stay
hold
put.
on, hold on. Including me. Here we go.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Now, can you guys hear everything?
Okay.
All right. That's weird. That bumper
That
kills
is
it.
weird.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that in post.
She's back. I can hear Christine.
You know, because it's an
I
overlay.
can't hear
I
anybody
wonder if-
else though.
Oh wait, Rick is still in the
Nope.
dark.
No
Hold
dice
on,
there.
I know how to
Can't
fix
hear
it.
you.
I know how to fix it.
All right, hold on.
Because
Stay-
it's an
Can't hear you
overlay.
either, Danny.
Oh, whoa, what?
How about now?
How about now, Rick? Is it better like this, or is it better like this? Is it better like this?
How about now, Rick?
Is it better
Hello.
like this, or is it better like that?
Como está?
Right eye.
Hey, get you
Left
some
eye.
hot cocoa?
Right eye up here.
All right, how about now, Rick?
Uh oh.
Off the
Christine,
rails.
Christine can hear everything, right?
Christine, can you hear?
Okay, she's
I
with
can
us.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Who can't you hear?
I can't hear Dan or Eric though.
Oh,
You
that's
can hear
a problem.
Christine.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Christine. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
of course.
All
I
right,
mean,
hold
so
on.
Matt,
really,
obviously, that's all.
Let's try this. All right, how about now? Now who can you hear?
Testing 1, 2, 3. I can hear Eric
I
now.
can't hear you. Can you
You
hear
can't
me?
hear
You
me?
hear me?
Oh, this is
Hear Eric and
ridiculous.
Christine. I can't hear Dan.
Dan,
Wow.
Well,
This is absolutely ridiculous.
this is excellent television. People love this viewing pleasure.
So why don't we do
and
this?
streaming. What are you gonna do?
Eric,
do you
you
want to
seem to not have a problem.
I have no problem.
What was the little midget guy's name from the Love Boat?
Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Hervé Villachez.
that
Yeah.
was fantasy.
Oh, wait, you're right.
That's right.
Wait, that was Fantasy Island. The Love Boat.
Still
didn't-
can't hear Dan. I can hear
Gavin
Christine and
McLeod.
Eric. I can't hear Dan.
Are you talking about Fantasy Island?
The Love Boat.
All right.
I have no idea.
Wait, Christine, you're
what I'm
okay.
talking about.
Chris,
Christine's okay.
okay. Eric, you can hear me.
I can hear
All
everybody.
right, tell Rick to log off and log back on.
All right,
He
Rick,
can't
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Eric. I can hear
Okay,
Christine. I
can you
cannot
log
hear
off
Dan.
and log back in? Can you log off
Yep.
and log back in? All right, come join us again.
And then there were 3.
So the bumpers.
I believe this is how they communicated during World War II.
Well, I watch Hogan's Heroes, and it is. This is very
I
close.
think this is exactly what happened on Hogan's Heroes. Like, I
Very
know
unusual.
nothing.
Hogan.
Don't be
30
silly.
days in the
Don't be
cooler.
silly.
All right. So Christine hasn't played one of these games before. So do you want to describe the
I've never
game?
played this terrible game.
I just the other night when we did the superhero, the
Oh, that's right. So you did play.
Oh, you did the Super Friends. That game, that's a harder game. This is easier. All right, so here's the game. The game is.
Can anybody hear me? Can you all?
We
hear
can
me?
hear
Testing,
you.
one,
Can you
two,
hear
three.
us?
All right, we're back. Yes, I still can't hear Dan.
That was me doing that on purpose. Can you hear me now?
You son of a bitch, you.
All right.
You-
So
that was a good.
here's the
that was a
game.
good
I am going to do a dramatic reading of a quote from either a song, a TV show, a book, or whatever. And you're going to take a guess as to who said the quote. Okay.
What are the topics?
Choices. Here's our topics for tonight.
Oh boy.
It will either be a song lyric from the one and only Debbie Gibson. It will be,
here we go. Here we go. Debbie
I'm in.
Gibson every night.
All right, go on.
be a movie line from everybody's favorite movie, Grease, or
Thank you.
it'll be a line from the TV show, The Good Place. So yes, tonight we are playing Gibson, Grease, or Good Place. That is the show for tonight. So, but we are changing up the way we normally play the game just a little bit. So
It's gonna go off the rails real quick. Gibson greased in a good place. What?
Gibson,
Grease, or
the
good
Good
place.
Place.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you said Gibson greased in a good place. I'm like, that's like way off the rails.
And that's Rick. Okay, so you can do what you need to do. No. All right, so Gibson, Grease, or The Good Place. So here's what we're going to do. The way we're going to change this up a little bit from how we have been doing this before is we're going to do 3 rounds with easy questions. We're going to do 3 rounds with medium difficult questions.
Thank God.
Rounds with hard questions.
There
All
we
right.
go.
So we're going to start nice and easy.
Like the other night?
Huh?
Are we getting eliminated like the other night?
No, that was knockoff. You played
This
actually.
is just scoring. All right, so you do not get eliminated. Everybody gets to play all the way to the end.
No way.
So-
Just saying, Dan.
Since this is Christine's first time, we should probably let her go first.
It should be Christine, Rick, then me, since that's the order that I put it on the little.
I like that a lot.
Little-
That sounds
little
good, except there is
runner.
no H in Christine. You spelled that wrong.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you did.
How am I supposed to marry you, Dan? When you're completely
I've had so many Chris's.
Oh, I caught that one.
Hold on, we'll fix
Did
it.
you did you propose yet, Dan, or what? I didn't get that.
I'm done with Chris's. I'm sorry. I've had 2 ex-fiancés named Chris.
He's just jealous you're moving in on his territory.
Did I get it right now? No.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's how you spell it, Chris? Not Christ. Okay.
Yes, very good.
We're good? All right. So, Christine,
go.
you understand the gameplay and how we're going to play. So you get to go first, and I'm going to read you something from the easy category. We will do 3 rounds of the
1 in 3 chance is what we're saying.
All right. So yes. So basically, when I read the quote, you will have some time to say Debbie Gibson, Grease, or The Good Place. Now, for clarification, Debbie Gibson did do a performance of Grease, but any of those that come up, the answer will be Grease.
Right.
We're ignoring Debbie Gibson's role where she played Sandy.
She was Rizzo and Sandy on Broadway.
So we're just ignoring
Dan,
all of Debbie Gibson's performances in Grease.
You can just keep my score at 0 because I won't get any of these fucking things right. I can guarantee
Oh, you just hold still. All right, Christine, here we go. Here is your quote. Well, fork you two.
I'll have to go
Dick
Grease.
DiPotato.
She's going with Grease. Unfortunately, no. That is from The Good Place.
Because they can't swear.
You can't swear in The Good Place. So they would say fork you instead of other things.
And Rick would say
Is
that's
this a
fucking
drinking
ridiculous.
game?
That is.
It can be.
I would not say that, but
All right,
ridiculous.
Rick.
Every wrong
You are-
answer you have to drink.
All right, Rick, here is your quote. Are you ready, sir? Your quote is,
I
it's
guess.
electric. Your quote is, it's electric.
That's the electric slide. I don't know. Shit.
You've got a 1 in 3 choice.
Gibson, Grease, or The Good Place. It's
Let's
electric.
say Grease.
Grease, no, it is Debbie Gibson, Electric Youth, the anthem of all
So-
millennials and young
And it
So
people.
started-
they're cheating. They're cheating.
And it started with zapping it to you.
Zapping it to you. It's electric. Okay, Dan, you are up for your easy question.
Yes.
And it is,
I can't hear.
we got there's a lot of activity happening here during the game show. That's
He's
all right.
right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ooh, this goody two shoes make me want to barf.
Oh, that's Grease.
God, it's got to be a movie. Come on, that's way
Grease.
too easy.
Absolutely.
That's Grease. Look at me. I'm Sandra Dee.
That is Rizzo. That is Rizzo's line from Grease. All right, that's all right. We're going with round 2.
I have a point.
Are on to Christine.
Oh, God.
Your quote is, "As real as it may seem, it was only in my dreams."
Oh, that's Debbie.
Oh, that's Debbie Gibson.
That is Debbie Gibson. That is correct. From the song.
How come I didn't get that question?
Absolutely.
It wasn't your
That
turn.
is not yours. This is how games work. All right.
I'm calling Paul Caro. That's
Play
what I'm
on your
doing.
turn.
He refused to be on the show.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Rick,
he
are you
always-
ready? Here it
He's
is.
my Mick Jagger. He'll never be on the show. Go ahead.
Rick, here it is. A hickey from Kaniki is like a Hallmark card.
A hickey from Kaniki. It's got to be Grease.
There you go.
That is correct. And then the line follows of when you care enough to send the very best.
I never heard it. I had a
You've seen Grease, though,
32% chance
right?
I got it. No,
You went to see Grease when Star Wars was
No.
out.
You've never seen
No.
Grease.
Never seen
No.
Grease?
Seen Grease. Oh, man.
Oh,
Nope.
my God.
That's
wonder you're-
wow. How
That
about
might, be
that?
that might have to be our movie in 2 weeks.
Did
Go
you
on.
say no wonder you're a Trump supporter? That's it. I'm
I
kicking your
didn't-
ass
I'm not
tonight.
You know,
gonna-
honestly, I wonder how many Trump supporters have never seen Star Wars, because I think that there's a thing there. All right, go on.
It's probably none.
All right. Dan,
You're done, Macaulay. You're
Here's
done,
your
Macaulay.
easy-
We're watching Grease. That's
You need
Here
a
is
Broadway
your
show.
your easy level question for Gibson, Grease, or The Good Place. It's
Yes.
like being lost in heaven when I'm lost in your eyes.
Oh, please.
Oh, well, good Jesus. Really? Another simple question. Can I answer it for you, Dan?
That's by TV's. Go ahead. You can answer
Yeah,
for me.
Debbie Gibson. There you go.
See, you knew that.
Correct. This,
How
is
did you know that, Rick? Interesting. You've listened to Debbie Gibson?
easy. This is an easy round. You see
I
how
like
easy
Debbie Gibson. I just don't. I don't have posters on my ceiling of her like you do.
You have no idea how true that is.
No, Eric and Dan have posters that they have a secret room in their house with a poster of Debbie Gibson on their seat.
I might have a bin full of memorabilia.
I know I'm not supposed to play this, but
You're going to get us all blocked.
I know.
Flagged.
All right, now we're going to get flagged. All right, so this is our last and final round of the easy round.
He knows the words.
Things are going to get harder after this, but this is the last of the easy rounds.
They're definitely get harder for you two for Debbie Gibson.
Do you know the original words were "I get lost in your thighs"? True story.
That's true.
And I feel my penis rise. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry.
I don't think that's true.
Now we're off the rails. All right.
That's how you don't get flagged.
TV's,
get lost.
yes, TV's Leah. Go on.
Christine,
Danny,
here we are.
that
Here is
was
your
like
quote.
get lost in your thigh.
Take a good drink, Christine. You're going to need it. Here we go. I just can't shake your love.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The dramatic reading.
It is a dramatic reading.
It's one of Dan's table reads.
Oh, she's
Get
thinking
that?
hard.
I know, because I'm like, ooh, well, because I don't know anything about the Good Place. So. Clearly. Say it again.
I just can't shake your love.
I'm gonna go Debbie Gibson, but I
It
don't
is
know.
Debbie Gibson.
Boom!
Correct. Shake your love.
You go.
It's right there.
I think I can play that much.
Hopefully that's all right.
That's the new Trump theme song.
That's what Stormy said.
All right. Here we go, Rick. Here we
You
go.
pay for your love. I just can't. Oh, yeah, 130 grand. Yes, you can pay for my love. Go on.
Yeah, hey, you know what?
It was way too cheap. I'm just saying.
All right, Rick, here you go. Here's your
Already overpaid. Go on.
easy. Your last easy quote is, "Tell me about it, stud."
Wait, think
The
about it.
good-
For a second.
The
Just
good
think about it.
place.
Think about it.
Christine almost choked on that one. You're going with The Good Place?
Yeah.
Ah, no, that is from Grease. Sandy to Danny in the big ending song of the movie.
I don't care. I've lost every goddamn
Tell
competition.
me about it.
I don't give a
Dad.
shit.
Christine knew
I
that.
got chills. They're multiplying, and I'm losing control.
And I'm losing.
Oh, the power you're supplying. It's electrifying. And then he like falls. I always wanted when we were in school, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to have some sort of affair some sort of affair the last day of school where I could, have my Letterman's jacket on. I was a manager for basketball. I got a Letterman's jacket. And then the girl would like be all tough and she'd throw like that's why I love the first and last day of school. It's because of the movie Grease and no other reason.
And I never watched it.
That is really.
Seriously, that's like sacrilege.
That is sacrilege.
I'm going to tie you down and make you watch it.
Okay, that's all right. Well, if you tie me down, then
okay, then there's a plan for later in the evening.
I saw it at the Super 51 Drive-In, which doesn't exist anymore. Just right
no,
in the hotel.
It got blown away.
That's where
can we go back to the tie me down shit? Or what?
All right. No. Oh man. All right, Dan, are you ready? This is your last easy quote. Dan's last easy quote before we move on to the medium round is, all right. You don't buy bras at Home Depot.
Well, I mean, could that be the one Debbie Gibson's biggest hits ever? You don't buy bras at Home Depot, you have to go to Lowe's. I'm going to guess that that's The Good Place.
That is from The Good Place. That is correct.
I did deductive reasoning.
Eleanor Shopstraw says that Tiana improved so much over her many years of life, but she also helped me improve. She taught me with lots of stuff like bras shouldn't be painful and you shouldn't buy bras at Home Depot. And they don't sell bras at Home Depot. What the hell are you wearing? Okay.
So here's a question. Here's a question for Christine. Why do women wear bras during the day and not at night?
Where are you hanging out?
I don't know. I'm not.
I mean, seriously, it's so much more comfortable without anything constricting me. But you wear them during the day.
Everybody.
Yeah.
All right, I lost all of
this.
I
can't hear anybody.
You can't hear anything?
So Marilyn,
what's happening? Oh, my Siri turned on.
Oh no,
that was weird. My Siri turned on.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and it was on my computer.
I can hear you, Christine.
I can hear everybody fine.
Oh, good. Well, okay. So at the end of round one, we have Christine with 2, Rick with 1, Dan with 3, and we move into the medium round. Oh, you want to play
a little gift for
there you go.
For Rick.
Awesome. Hey, Dan, can you put my new name as Marilyn Manson?
No, you have to do it when you sign in.
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. He got his Letterman sweater. Was waiting for the famous line.
Vinny Barbarino.
Okay, good. Paul, I'm be right back.
All right. Go.
So we can talk over this while it's playing. I know you mean a lot to me. Hey, I know you mean a lot to me, but Sandy.
I'm Vinny Barbarino.
All right. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Here comes the line. Now, mind you, she was a nerdy girl the whole movie.
Look at the hair.
Tell me about it, stud.
And there it is. Tell me about it, stud.
Was that a Pall Mall?
It was a camel, not a camel.
Did Christine just hit the floor with her wine glass?
I think she was refilling. I believe she was going to go refill for round 2.
All right, quick recap before we.
Intense.
I'm back.
Absolutely. All right. Christine is back and ready for round 2, where the quotes are harder, but the points are doubled.
Thank God we're not playing against a librarian tonight. I can tell you that.
Well, that's true. She wanted, absolutely. All right. So here we go. These are worth 2 points apiece.
And the show is over at the end of the game, by the way. This is the big closer.
Absolutely. Okay. So, So here is your quote. I feel like a defective typewriter.
Grease.
That is from Grease. Absolutely. And why did she feel like a defective typewriter?
I know this.
You don't want my answer.
Something about pregnant?
Yeah.
But why? Rick, what's your answer? Why did she feel like a broken typewriter?
Because Cortez Peters was black.
I'm lost completely. No,
you don't remember the typing class in high school? Cortez Peters.
This is reason.
This guy's fingers. His fingers were 10.
I have no idea what he's talking about. No, the typewriter missed a period.
That's right. You skipped a period. Skip the period, right? So yes,
I'm trying to get off the rails here.
Absolutely. No, stay on the rails. You're much better off. All right, Rick. Here we go.
God.
Oh
Look,
man,
I'm getting killed again. I ain't here. Don't even ask me the question. Don't even ask the question. I'm
ask
gonna
the
say Debbie Gibson.
well, why don't you listen? Why don't you listen to the quote first? Maybe you'll be able to
Because
roll out one of the choices.
I'm not gonna know the answer.
Well, yeah, but you might be able to roll out one of the choices. All right. So the quote is my 25-cent insurance policy.
Oh, that's definitely not Debbie Gibson.
No.
Let's say I'm down to 50-50. Let's go The Good Place.
Oh,
Missed it by that much. It was Grease with Kanicki referring to his
condom that broke because he had in his wallet.
That's why she skipped a period.
Oh,
See
like
how
a
this
face
works?
mask.
that's a horrible thing.
All right, Dan, here we go. Here is your round 2
Can I
quote.
throw something- Speaking of penises, my son meant to say shekel. He goes, "Can I borrow 10 shekels?"
Sophie,
And
you okay?
He said schmeckles. And I'm like, "Josh, that's a small penis." He goes, "How much are they worth? I mean, how does that convert?
That's the
Is it like
conversion.
three schmeckles to a shekel, 2 shekels to $1. Funny kid.
That's a funny kid.
By the way, I don't want to brag. I'm going to brag.
Are you raising the next comedian that's hung like a horse or what?
No, schmeckel is but the grades came out today, and my son is the first Rosenberg in the history of Rosenbergs to get a 4.0.
Whoa!
All 6 classes he's getting an A in for the.
That's
this
awesome.
semester.
That's awesome, Danny.
Mind you, they did
Awesome.
change the grading scale
That's it.
a little, but nonetheless, 83% an A now.
Everybody
but
gets A's.
they didn't do that. They didn't do that.
You get an A.
You
They
get
did
an
lower.
A.
They did make it easier because they're not.
Well, you know, in all seriousness, that's you and your wife had a lot to do with that. So,
well, the thing here's the way they did great. I know I'm making the show run longer, but they basically said whatever you had at the end of the first term of the second semester, you couldn't do worse than that as long as you participated. And so he could have got like 3 A's and 3 B's, which is where he was at, but he worked hard enough to get the B's up to A's. So you get the higher of the 2. So congrats.
what?
That's awesome. That's
All right,
fantastic.
go to. Is it my question?
It is your question. It is your medium question. And your quote actually would be, suddenly my world has changed. And I just wonder why.
All it took was just one smile, and with you, out of the blue. That's Out of the Blue by Debbie Gibson.
That is Out of the Blue by Debbie Gibson. Very nicely done. All right. So tell you what we're going to do. I think we'll do 2 rounds in the medium, and then we'll do 2 rounds in the hard, if that sounds good.
Perfect.
All right. So we're going to go one more round in the medium. And Christine, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm taking a 30-second break. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
You can go.
Your quote is a question, and the question is Twinkies and wine.
Ooh, Twinkies and wine. I'm gonna have to go Grease.
It is Grease, absolutely.
Did you really?
Yep, Marty to Jan, while all the girls are together having their party.
That's what I was thinking.
Jan is like, I brought Twinkies. And they're like, Twinkies and wine?
Wow. I figured that was a good place.
Because clearly they weren't in Beaver County, because we would have been like, Twinkies and a beer or Twinkies and whiskey.
That's right, exactly.
Twinkies in Iron City?
From your dad's bar.
No, they would have been Little Debbie Little Debbie cakes and Iron City beer. And Marty Maraschino lives here on Bainbridge Island. I've mentioned that many times.
No.
Yeah, my wife works with her husband, Arthur.
Oh my God.
Dinah Manoff.
Maraschino,
All right, so Christine-
like Big Cherry.
Exactly.
I know, like all the ones. Yeah.
She was the only person in the entire cast that was a teenager. I think she was 19 when they did Grease. So she was actually close to being the age.
Actually, a high school student.
The age.
Yeah, everybody else was in their 30s. All right, so right now the score after a round and a third is Christine 6, Rick 1, Dan 5.
This is getting very interesting here. I like
Big surprise on my score.
That's all right. There is still lots of opportunities to
Give him
come
an easy.
back.
Do you have another easy?
Still anybody's game. No,
Give
I'm
him,
gonna
give him a 2-point easy.
give him a 2-point easy. Should we give Rick an easy?
If there's an easy left, let's give him a handicap. We can golf. We can golf.
Yeah. Ask me who produced the album Thriller.
All right, I got one for Rick. Here we go. All right, Rick, are you ready? This will see if he's been paying attention. Here is your quote, Rick. It is "Holy mother forking shirt balls."
Well, it's got to
Holy
be
mother
Greece.
forking.
It's got to be Greece because they couldn't cuss on it, right?
And sadly, no, you were not paying attention. It was the Good Place, which they couldn't swear.
You can't swear in the Good Place because it's heaven.
Because it's heaven, yes. Well, or it's trying to be heaven.
At least she's a lot smarter than I am.
I let her answer the question.
You might let her be in the next round. All right, Dan. So we're going back to Dan for Dan's medium quote, which I had up here and went away. Your quote is, take it sleazy.
5 minutes.
Take it sleazy?
Take it sleazy.
Take it sleazy. That's, I believe that's Grease.
That is not. That is from The Good Place.
Oh.
And obviously none of you ever watched The Good Place. I would have thought maybe.
I don't even know what it is.
I've watched it a little
My
bit.
goodness. It's a no. It was an NBC sitcom with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson and oh my gosh,
Mark Evan Jackson, who's also
amazing, funny, heartwarming. I can't recommend it enough, and it's on Netflix.
Everybody was having a drink at the same time.
All right. I lost the die, but I don't think it matters. So we're going to go to round 3. We got Christine and Dan in a dead heat, but we're going to make each one of these worth 4 points each. So Rick still has a chance to come back. And
can I get negative points?
No.
Shit.
So you got some choices here. All right, Christine, I lost my die, so I'm just gonna totally pick this out totally unfairly. So there we go.
So, boom.
All right, here we go. I guess that I misjudged, and this thing just ran its course.
Where's the wine at?
Where's my?
That's a better quote.
It doesn't sound familiar, so I'm gonna say The Good Place since I know nothing about it.
It would be Debbie Gibson and one of her last hit songs. It's from Anything Is Possible, which was not much of a hit song, but it was a hit song. So it did crack the top 40, but just a little bit. So okay.
39.2.
It was it was pretty much like that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Rick, you are up. And your quote is
The Good Place.
I wish I never laid eyes on you.
Oh, Debbie Gibson.
No, that is unfortunately from Grease. That is Sandy when she said, "You're fake and a phony, and I wish I never laid eyes on you." But you never seen it. So,
you know what? This is really unfair because you guys never include the ESPN family networks in any of this bullshit.
Okay, well, the next one we'll do will be ESPN, ESPN1, or ESPN2.
And ESPN3.
I mean, ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN3.
And don't forget about Fox Sports, CBS Sports, and NBC Sports.
Oh, you know what? I will come up with one that's like Steelers.
And the NFL Network.
There you go.
Or Sean Miller. That'll be the new one.
There you go. You come
Who said it? A Steeler, a Seahawk,
here.
or a Sean Miller?
That slight interruption, 30 seconds, Dan. I don't want to put you back and put you out of time. But who was the person that threw the pass to Jerome Lane?
Sean Miller.
When he broke the backboard. There you go.
Send it home, Jerome. Yeah.
Send it home, Jerome. And who was the on-air mic personality?
Bill Hillgrove.
No, it was Raftery.
No, Bill Hillgrove, wasn't it? Wasn't it local?
No, it was Bill Raftery.
Billy Raftery? All right.
Yeah.
I was right at half of it.
Send it in, Jerome.
All right. So let's finish this up.
All right. Yep. Absolutely.
He wants off.
One more round. All right. So this is worth potentially 4 points for Dan. And your quote is, "Take it, Fred."
Barney Rubble.
That is Debbie Gibson before a solo of some sort.
That is correct. That is from Electric Youth.
Is it a saxophone solo?
I believe it's a keyboard. It might be a saxophone solo or a guitar. I have no idea. It's hard to say.
I think that Dan had an affair with Debbie Gibson because all his answers are Debbie Gibson.
Yep. He's picking them.
He's right.
And it was actually called a saxophone solo, not a saxophone.
I'm very suspicious of Dan and Debbie Gibson's.
Well, they do have a history, but that's a whole other story.
If I did interview her on my old show, which I'm going to play the video, the audio of it at some point.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
And she's who I want to have play the Leah character in the sitcom.
I had no idea where you're going with when you said she's who I wanted to play, and then blah ...
Leah.
All right. So,
Right.
okay. Last round. Here's our last round. So that takes Dan up to 9. Christine, you need this one. This would get you to 10. Are you ready? Christine, your quote is, "They call me Cha-Cha."
Oh God, Grease.
That is from Grease. That is correct. Absolutely. All right. So now we've got a game.
For Rick's edification, that is when they're at this like dance competition and this hot booby chick comes and takes Danny.
We call this
John
breasts.
Travolta.
And Sandy gets upset because they used to have a thing.
Yeah.
But then the guy with the bad acne who
Do you
drives
know
the
her?
sports
I didn't know
car.
her. No, I didn't know her. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Sandy. All right.
I can reenact the whole thing for you.
That could be a good table read. Just read Grease one night.
That would be good.
Yeah,
All right, Rick. Here's
You have
one
to
last
watch the
one
show
for you,
first.
Rick. One last one for you, Rick, is
a 20-pointer.
Courtesy score.
Yep, absolutely. Might as well take it. There is no reason, just a foolish beat of my heart.
Debbie Gibson.
That is Debbie Gibson. Absolutely. Woo-hoo.
Yay.
Give that boy some points.
Woohoo!
All right, now here it comes. Here comes down for
I'm
all
up
the
to
marbles.
Hey, I'm up to
Determined.
5, Danny. Come on.
Hold on. I'm just trying. I like to get, if I would have known the answer ahead of time, I gotta, I just can't pull the music up that fast.
That is a very good point.
Okay. This says foolish beat explicit. There's an explicit version of this song.
No idea.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
What is he looking at? Oh, this is definitely
Debbie
off the rails.
Gibson loves you.
Yeah.
It's only coming through my phone now. No, it doesn't seem dirty. All right. It seems like the regular
That
song.
doesn't seem very dirty at all.
So how many points do you get? You got 4 points?
You got 4 points for that. Absolutely.
Up to 5. That's my max for any
Absolutely.
competition.
Yeah. This is the best you've ever done.
I think that's pretty
I know.
good.
I brought you the good luck.
All right. Is this the final one or is this?
Oh,
is the
gee,
final
thanks, darling.
This is it. This is going to determine the
shit.
winner right here. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Enlightenment comes from within.
Oh God.
Don't whisper.
I know. It could be 3 different things. I'm trying to go through Debbie's catalog. And I'm trying to think of Grease if there's some point where there's somebody doing a guru thing. But it seems like it should be The Good Place because it is like, I can picture like Ted Danson saying it. That's a good one, Eric.
That's disturbing.
That one's good because it could literally be Gibson, Grease, or The Good Place.
It really
And both those could be The Good Place, actually.
just the whole game is on the line here.
Can you repeat the quote one more time?
Enlightenment comes from within.
Country of origin, please. Okay. Can you use it in a sentence? I'm going to go with The Good Place.
Is Dan
It
Deck
is
done
from
yet?
The Good Place. Absolutely.
It is from The Good Place. Wow.
It's actually an excellent quote. So there's kind of a pretentious woman on the show, and she says, "It's not about who you know. Enlightenment comes from within." And then she says, "The Dalai Lama texted that to me."
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
That's funny.
Holy shit. That's good.
So I won with a lucky 13.
Dan, you went up with 13, just inching out, Christine.
I'm
That
sorry,
was
Christine. It
close.
was only those early Debbie Gibson ones that got
So
me.
close.
And I should always let people win. I should never
Get
win.
him, Macaulay. Get him, Macaulay. Eric,
I'm
I'll
sorry.
be at your house tomorrow morning at 7:30 to build your stairs.
That would
up
be
to your
awesome.
deck.
Absolutely. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I
And Dan, your
swear
deck
if I
looked
do
absolutely
that-
phenomenal.
Yes, we have some of the best people working. And the wood is heavy. It's Ipe, IPE, Brazilian wood.
He's got to go wood, heavy wood.
You know Ipe? You familiar with
That
Ipe?
would.
ePay.
Not
I-
eBay.
I just won a bid on ePay just the other day.
I kept thinking that's what my wife was saying. I'm like, we're getting the wood from eBay?
Yeah, absolutely. Highest bidder. Buy it
you
now.
get-
Danny, it looks really good. I mean, that's and it's straight too. I mean,
Yeah, these guys are good. They tore the thing out.
They look
You don't want to cook a deck.
no.
So next week or next Monday, this coming Monday,
Christine's spitting out everything she has in her mouth. Oh,
It's
that's
coming
even
Monday.
worse.
probably at 5 o'clock,
5 o'clock for that.
we'll be
meeting.
doing the Monday Movie Club. So over the weekend, watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There will be prizes and there will be questions and potentially special guests.
Now, we watched Bill and Ted just like about a month and a half ago, and it really holds up.
Yeah, and it's educational. It's actually educational. You learn about Socrates.
Can't we do Cliff?
It does. I mean, there's parts that,
I haven't seen, so I can't judge. I'll have to watch it.
You've never seen Bill and Ted's
Socrates is good, though.
Oh, man.
Can't we do, like, the following week? Let's do Cliffhanger from Stallone or something.
No, I always like to do comedies.
I didn't want to do comedies.
Hangover.
Well, and in some way, Cliffhanger might be.
Cliffhanger might be a comedy.
Hangover's all in your backyard, Birdo.
Danny, you're right. Cliffhanger is a comedy. Stallone's
That's
in
a
it.
good point. I can't believe
everything after Rocky 1 was a comedy.
Stop working around his house and sit down and watch some movies.
Rick, you have to
put it on.
Yeah, just put it on while you're working.
You've never seen
Bill and
Grease?
Ted.
My favorite hangover is when Zach Galifianakis was driving that the giraffe.
That's 3.
He miscalculated the height of the bridge.
I've never seen 3. I saw 1, and I think I saw 2. Never seen.
Well,
3.
anyways, the giraffe. The clearance was they're on the 101 in California, and the clearance of the bridge was I think 13 foot, and the giraffe's neck was 17 foot. Mm-hmm. And
No.
And I saw a camel give birth right back at the beginning of the show.
Bill and Ted holds up. It's entertaining. Your kids will love it. It's amazing.
So it's Keanu Reeves and who?
Alex Winter.
Alex Winters.
Thank Winter.
Okay. All right, I'll watch it. I like Keanu. I'll watch it.
Yeah, and there's a new one coming out. That's the thing. There's the trailers out. They are doing it. They filmed a new one.
The second one is not nearly as good.
No.
I think you can totally skip the second one, but the first one, it's iconic.
George Carlin's in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it. It's amazing.
Danny, I know you want to get up, but what was the one that Keanu was in with Patrick Swayze?
Oh, Patrick Swayze?
Point Break.
Yeah.
Point Break.
Yeah, that was a good one. I thought that
also
was
not a comedy.
Not a comedy. Well, again, in hindsight, maybe a little bit.
It was definitely a comedy.
All right, so we will be back Monday night. We're going to do games. We have a potential special guest that will be joining us, or either live or via a pre-recorded thing.
Is it DB?
No, it has to do with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
We will be here Monday night, but you are going to be on the air tomorrow morning, correct?
Right, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern, with Rafi Manassian. We will be doing Clutch Radio. So if you have car questions, please. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the Foursquare, which is the tool that all car salesmen use to try to scam you out of your money.
So let me ask you a question.
How it works.
Do we
save it for tomorrow?
We just type in a question.
Yeah, it's all. We don't do guests on that one. That one's all just type in.
You don't want me as a guest anyways. So
fantastic show. I really, honestly, I can't say enough good things about the car show. Honestly,
well, Rafi's a genius.
So much better than this. No, it's super entertaining. And I'm not a car guy. I could care less about cars, but you guys have great banner, and it's and it is interesting. I learned stuff that I wouldn't have known otherwise. I think it's
well, I'm in the market, Danny, for 2 or 3 older model cars.
Just tomorrow, tune in at 10 a.m. and type your question in, and we will ask it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get the fuck off.
He's got a pretty deep knowledge bench as well as Dan.
Yeah, Rafi literally is my go-to guy. So if people think I know a lot about cars, I go to Rafi, and Google goes to Rafi. True story. Rafi was at the Smithsonian, and they had a placard in front of a car. And they had some information on the placard for the car that was on display. They had it incorrect at the Smithsonian. And he calls the guy over. He goes, "Excuse me, this is wrong." He goes, "Please, sir, this is the Smithsonian." He goes, "Can you get me somebody?" So the guy comes over. He explains it to him. He pulls up on it. He goes, "Oh my God, you're right." like it was a 54 Studebaker or something. He goes, "This is actually a 55. This isn't a 50, whatever it was."
Wow,
that's awesome. He corrected the Smithsonian.
That's awesome.
And he's also the one who went to a store and was given 2 shirts because they were 50% off, and he bought 2 of them. And the lady handed him the 2 shirts and didn't charge him because she goes, "They're 50% off." He goes, "Yeah, you got 2 of them." And so I put that in my comedy special. I also put that in my script. So Rafi he's also a very funny person. And tomorrow 10 a.m.
It's a great show. I can't
Thank you, Eric.
10 a.m. Pacific, right?
Yes, 10 a.m. our time, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. But then it's also put up as a podcast. You can find it on
These
your
West Coasters, Eric.
I know. Trust me all the time.
10
all
West.
Like, make sure
You guys have
one
it's
East.
just that you guys are just jealous. That's all. You're jealous.
I know sometimes at 3:00 today, I was going, man, I just cleaned the house. I kind of want a Bloody Mary, but it's afternoon. It doesn't seem. Oh wait, it's breakfast in West Coast.
Yeah, you can do it.
I almost text you, Rick, to be like,
totally justified. Absolutely.
Especially if you do it as a Zoom call. You say, hey, let's have a cocktail together, and then you can have it. As long as someone on the call it's after 5, you can have the drink, or if it's brunch, you can have your Bloody Mary.
I like how we rationalize all this shit.
That's called a Black Hawk education.
There you go.
Very nicely done.
Daniel, thank you. Christine,
top 10% of the lower third.
Eric, thank you. Oh, I was the last. So
I know you and Tommy Dickinson. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Danny.
See you tomorrow. Oh wait, I've got an exit thing. I got to play my exit thing.
Get us out of here.
All right, here it goes. We'll have a new one of these. All right. Goodbye, everybody.